Hello there. Welcome to Skyrim. Don't we love this game? Yes. More Skyrim. This was scheduled for yesterday, but I had some stuff come up, so I rescheduled for today. So, we're hopping back into the game. Where we left off, we had our... So, last time we did some more house building, and then we're like, you know what, we've done a lot of house building streams, so let's just, do a quest again. It's been a while since we've done one of the... Remember quests? Do any of you ever remember quests? Oh gosh, quests. Yeah, so... We're doing the Companions quest, because that's, the guild that we're working on, I guess? I can't quite remember. So, I have with me 3 separate drinks, actually. Yeah, exactly, price potato. Quest in my house building simulator? Nah. We don't do that here. Insert Black Panther meme here. Yeah, so... Yeah, I've got 3 drinks with me. I've got water, as per usual, because I do want to stay hydrated, but I've also got with me... you know what, let's go inside and then talk. I also have with me 2 other drinks that I collected when I was out doing, running an errand. Because I did something productive today. Hell yeah, and it was before the stream. So, basically, I have... With this whole job that I've got coming up in less than a month, I got a shit ton of paperwork that I have to do for it, and oh my gosh, is it a lot of paperwork. It has been stressing me out. So, as part of the one of the paperworks that I have to do, I had to go and get passport photos for applying for a visa. So, well, you can get passport photos at Walgreens, and, while you're at Walgreens, might as well treat yourself while you're doing something else. So, I collected, first of all, for a drinking stream that I have planned for Saturday, I'm like, you know what kind of alcohol do I drink for it? Because I could go for more mead, but honestly, the only place in town that you can get mead from is, all the way on the other side of town, and I don't have a car all the time. So, what's next? So, I do have alcohol here at home, but who knows, it's not always gonna be... This is gonna be locked, right? Yeah. I wasn't really thinking about it, but while I was there and browsing the shelves of what they had in stock, I'm like, you know what? 4-pack of sangria. Booyah. Let's go for a 4-pack of sangria. Not the most expensive thing in the world. But it's like, okay, am I really going to finish off that entire 4-pack for my drinking stream? I don't think so. And because of how much all this paperwork has been stressing me out, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to open one of these now. So, I did. I opened one of them. I'm drinking it right now. This isn't gonna be a drunk stream, this is just gonna be, you know, a little bit tipsy. Really, I just need to, like, numb the senses, but I do not need to get actually drunk today because I still have all that paperwork to do later. Hey, hell yeah, who doesn't love paperwork? So, yeah, I've got one of those with me right here. The other thing I've got, I also got while I was out collecting my stuff for what do you call it? For the passport photos. So I'm not as big of a soda drinker as I used to be. Like when I was younger, I would drink soda basically like all the time, any chance I got. These days I kind of do it a bit less. I still like it, it's just, it dehydrates you so much. But, since I'm just treating myself, and this is actually a thing that I've been on the lookout for a while, you know, at least a month ever since I saw them showing up in stores, and every single time I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna pass it up, is the... Oh yeah, lemon lime soda is good. It's the Dr. Pepper cream soda mix. So it's like Dr. Pepper and cream soda in one. Which, first of all, Dr. Pepper is like one of the best caffeinated sodas out there. And cream soda is just tasty. So I'm like, you know what, that just sounds like heaven. So I got that. It's actually pretty good. I still have not finished it. I'm about halfway through that bottle right now. Just gonna kind of take sips here and there throughout the day because, again, it dehydrates you. As if alcohol doesn't also dehydrate you. Why did I take that? I did not need that. Go away, go away, go away. Get out of my inventory. Also, wait a minute, I also took a lesser... Okay, that one was filled. I can never remember if the 80... If the lesser soul gems that are worth 80 are filled or not. But it seems like they are. If that's the case, what are the ones that aren't filled? Are they the ones that are worth 50? Maybe. Hell yeah. Hello. Yeah, so anyway, we're just gonna do a bit of questing today. Finish off our... Honestly, we might finish off the Companion's quest. Depends on how much questing we feel like doing. Because... Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Because, like... The Companion's questline, in fact, none of the guild questlines are really all that long. And we're over halfway done. So... Depending on how productive we feel like being today, we might just finish it off, which would be neat. Also, a while ago, we did a Skyrim stream, and I read and analyzed the monomyth. Aedra and Daedra, if I recall, is also a very good lore-based book if you're interested in delving more into the, you know, into that kind of stuff. But we're not gonna do that now. We are gonna just... Because I have no idea how long that book is. I just want to do other stuff, you know? Like, kill some Silverhand. Because if you forget, the reason why we're here is basically the Silverhand, while I was off doing a quest for Codlac, you know, he basically said, oh, please go out and kill these witches that, and cut off their heads. And then when I came back, after having done that, the Silverhand actually attacked Whiterun at the Companion's headquarters at Yorvaskr and killed Codlac. Codlac was, I believe, the only casualty, besides a few Silverhand. And they also stole all the pieces of Wuthrad, which is, like, a very important artifact for the Companions. So, we're here to do two things. Number one, avenge Codlac, and number two, collect those pieces. So, yeah. Not that any of you don't know that, Skyrim is like a almost 10-year-old game now, and everyone and their children and their mothers have already played this game. But in all seriousness, no, that's not the case, because, first of all, not everyone is into Skyrim. Like, this type of game is just not everyone's bread and butter. Number two, or I guess cup of tea is the term I should use there. Yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea. And number two, there is such a thing as kids being born and growing up. There are kids that were not alive when Skyrim came out. And now they're like, 9, 10 years old, which, like, isn't terribly old, but depending on your parents, might be old enough to play Skyrim. The game is rated M, but there's not really any sexually explicit content that I can recall. There's some sexually suggestive stuff, like there's a quest line in Riften for Dibella, collecting like the marks of Dibella. And if you read into that quest line, you're like, oh yeah, no, there's all sorts of sex going on here. But if you don't, or if you aren't that familiar with reading into stuff like that, it's just like, okay, so I just have to go around and do this thing. It doesn't actually mean anything to you. There's also a bit of cursing, which again, depending on if your parents will allow you, you might play the game and pick up on curse words. But yeah, there's also like drugs and violence. So definitely, like, not a game I would recommend to kids. But it's also, like, enough of it is cartoony enough. Maybe cartoony is not the right word. It's like fantasy violence, which you could totally just brush off as something kids are absolutely allowed to just interact with. Because Looney Tunes is cartoony violence. And that's for kids. Or marketed towards kids, I guess. Alright, so. We've got a werewolf here. Yeah, these guys are werewolf hunters. Hell yeah. Alright, this one. There's a chest back here we can get. Oh, I feel like the audio has stopped working for... There we go! The audio is caught up. Just Skyrim being Skyrim, people. Just Skyrim being Skyrim. Okay. Now... Dungeons are so fast to complete when you're, first of all, a high enough level. Yeah, the audio's bugging out big time. First of all, when you're a high enough level to where enemies, like, aren't the most tough. And second of all, when you're not sneaking through the dungeon. Like, sneaking through a dungeon makes the dungeon take, like, 3 times as long. Alright, you go take care of that, Vilcus. I'm gonna loot around real quick. Ooh, the rear guard. Light armor. Don't really need light armor. Alright, you got him. Good job. Alrighty. Ooh. Yeah, I only, like, vaguely recall this dungeon. Alright, now that werewolf will attack us as soon as we release it. But we're gonna do it anyway. Ooh, silver ring. Nice. We are gonna do it anyway just for, like, the XP of unlocking the cage, and... I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we can take on a werewolf, right? Yeah, we can totally take on a werewolf. There we go. Nice. Alrighty. Further into the dungeon we go. Sorry, my dude. The music has decided you are not a dramatic enough opponent to play combat music. Oh, now it's kicked in. As soon as I call out the game. Also, I hope the game is loud enough for anyone watching. It is a little quiet on my end, but that might just be because my volume is turned down a little bit. Right. Just more people to kill. Game audio is good. Good. Alright, you are actually a little bit painful. Let's grind up our restoration a little bit. Nope, nope. There we go. Come on. So I don't know if anyone knows Maru, Vtuber Maru, who is a good friend of mine and is currently streaming Skyrim as well. But last time I dropped by their Skyrim stream, or no, I think it was the time before that. The first time I dropped by their Skyrim stream, they, like, I was talking with them about how, you know, different builds and stuff, and, like, they held a poll of, like, what Skyrim build should I play when I stream this game, and, like, so what won the poll was, like, you know, a two-handed build, you know, using two-handed weapons and stuff. But what was also on the poll was the unarmed build, which I'm currently playing. And Maru has apparently already done an unarmed build, so they are doing the two-handed build, which they've actually never done before. Which, come to think of it, I've done a two-handed build, but maybe only once. Like, I definitely have. It's just not the most common build I ever do. And like every time I play the game, I want to try something different. But so they done the unarmed build, and they were talking about like, oh, all the finishers are super cool and stuff. And I'm like, oh, come on, the shout glitched. And I was like, you know, come to think of it, I don't think I've gotten any finishers in this entire run. So I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to get unarmed finishers unless you don't have something in your offhand. Because I have a shield, right? So like, yeah, like, I have a shield, and not once have I ever gotten a finisher in this entire playthrough, now that I think of it. So that might be why. I'm not too worried about it. Like, finishers are cool and all, but not necessary, and sometimes they do break the game. Alright, so first let's pick up the fragments. And second, we've got a skill book, which looks like we've already read that skill book. Oh, and another skill book. So there are 2 skill books in this room, and this one I haven't read. Nice. Oh, no, we did actually not read that last one. Ooh. That's a sexy weapon. Hell yeah. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I had the burning enchantment already. I guess I'll take it just in case I don't. You did alteration only before, it was hella fun. How'd that work? Like, alteration only as in... Yeah, like... What's your source of damage? Is it unarmed? I guess you could also, like, sneak around opponents. I do love alteration. It's a little bit bland. Like, I feel like there's not enough cool stuff that you can do with alteration in the game. But it does have some pretty cool spells. Oh, conjuration. I see. Yeah, conjuration is also pretty fun. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with conjuration. Very flexible. And has at least 3 ways you can play offensively, and you can also just play with all 3 of them. You know, you can conjure weapons, you can conjure Atronox, and you can just raise the undead. Now, raising